Take her away.
Yeah, we'll get started. Okay, welcome back to Lockie's waking up. Welcome back to the Unfunded podcast. It's episode 18. We weren't here last week. Sorry about that.
Yep.
Things happen. We're in different parts of the world at different times, so sometimes
we are
it just
professional
can't
athletes.
happen.
I said that was unacceptable. But, you know, you boys are the pod, let's be honest here. I want it to be about me, but it's not.
We have some stories from that week that we've been away.
Oh, cool.
So that's good.
Okay.
Start with Sarah.
Yeah.
As we always do.
I love it. Center of attention. I think very important to bring to everybody's attention is what is sitting in front of us right now, which says GC Lager Low Carbs from the official beer co. And Lockie, hopefully this is pissing you off. Because,
it is.
Because they're your official sponsor, right? Ooh.
They are one
that's
of my sponsors.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, that's
beer reviews, schooner scorer, 60 second snippet scoring a schooner.
Wow. Cheers to that. Very impressive. So Leighton's getting to try it now, and let's have a sip.
I don't want to watch this.
What do you think?
It's actually pretty good.
It's actually pretty good. Jesus. Fruity undertones or what?
Fruity undertones.
Mate, you are awful at these reviews.
Okay, do you want me to do a proper schooner score?
Chalky milk review.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I like most drinks. No, it is good. I'm not a full fruity guy in my beers, to be honest. I'm a very
Brett
classic
is, so
kind
it's
of
all
guy.
good. Brett's real fruity, so it makes sense.
No, but it's. I don't think it's fully that real. You know, some of those Stoner Woods and they're like, it's a bit yuck fruit.
Yeah,
this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, light, easy to drink. Yeah, Lockie, you're missing out.
I'm happy for you, so I'll just keep my coffee.
Independent beer, Gold Coast Lager. You know, gotta support local.
Get it now.
Good little tin as well.
It's a Gold Coast local brand. They didn't have that when I was heading over. So me and Brett, you know, we had our deal and he sponsored me, and I thought, oh yeah, give me some cans. I'll get some photos. I'll give it out to the boys. And he's like, no, I don't actually have it yet. So
so these are brand new. Yeah, just freshly
good to see
canned.
you guys got your hands on them.
Exactly.
Maybe the Unfunded after parties will be sponsored by the official beer co.
Absolutely. But I think the joke's on me in the end because this can is completely empty. There's nothing in it. And the reason for that is because I've decided to go sober. Why not, right?
Yeah. Full, no vapes, no alcohol.
No vapes, no alcohol. Right. Well, it's coming up to dry July. Right. So I thought it might be a really good opportunity just to not drink for a little while because I've never, ever done that in my life. I've probably taken a month off once a long time ago because I was like drinking way too much. But now I thought I'll just try and no alcohol. So this has nothing in it. And I've been lying to you this whole time. Ha ha. Take that.
This one did.
That one does though.
I can drink. I'm pretty much in off season. So here we are.
Shit. Yeah. Look at us go. Oh, yeah, and I had one more thing I wanted to say. The Gold Coast 10K coming up, right? I looked into it. Remember I said it was too expensive.
And shouted out for a sponsor.
We did shout out for a sponsor, and we received a sponsor, okay, he who must not be named, wants to be anonymous.
An angel from above.
An angel, absolutely, came through
from above, I guess.
and said that, you know, he wanted to sponsor me. So I said, no problems, gave him my details, it was all going well. And then he was like, how much is the actual ticket? And so I checked it out. Sold out, guys.
Yeah.
The race is sold out.
That's annoying.
It's massive.
Yeah.
It is a huge event.
Because
we did decide to do it.
Yeah, a bit late.
Sorry.
Yeah, I did decide to do it a bit late.
But yeah, I checked the other
2
day
weeks.
for the 10K and it was still open. And then I saw that message as well and I was like, oh, what? And I had to check.
I know. What the hell? So I feel like maybe I'm not quite meant to do this particular 10K because like I'm at a place now, so I've been doing what you guys told me to do. I've been running for 2 kilometers, then walking for 2 minutes, running 2 kilometers, walking 2 minutes. And then I'm meant to be doing another 2 kilometers, but technically I'm only doing 1 more kilometer. So I'm really at 5 right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not quite ready for the 10K yet. And you guys are all about like doing it properly.
Yeah. Preserving. We don't want to break you down, do we?
Right. I don't know.
That would be shocking to have Sarah with a stress fracture
it would
after.
be kind of funny.
It would
Not
be.
as stressy, but just throwing her in the deep end.
Yeah, well, I think I need to stretch out my hip. My hip is sore at the moment, and maybe it's because like if I did 10K, I'd probably just crack it, and I'd need a replacement hip. You know, I am that age, so.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's what's going on with me. It's enough for me.
Lockie, what's going on?
You guys.
What's going on? Cardiff, it's finally warmed up a little bit, so I'm not sitting here rugged up in, 2 jumpers. Their summer actually decided to summer a little bit.
Nice.
So it's been getting. Well, we had a wedding, one of the boys' weddings last week.
Yeah.
So
How'd that go?
that was kind of part of the. That was good fun. I was actually somewhat sensible.
Uh-huh.
Good.
And then you didn't.
sensible for.
Then he didn't come on the pod, so I believe that's a lie. But yeah, go on.
Nah, it was a different reason.
Sure.
Not that. No, it was honestly, for anybody that follows me on Instagram and saw the socials, it was like the prettiest wedding I've ever been to. We were like in this big manor, castle, mansion, old like British thing, and it was awesome. Like it was really well done. Like the bride and groom, honestly, they were beautiful, both of them. So it was a lot of fun. So it was a nice little break from training. That I guess we're in like an awkward 6-week block here, where I'm sure Leighton can agree. Like if you're doing a huge block like that, and you sort of get to the end of it, you're real sluggish, and you're like hating life, and sometimes hate the training because it's just 6 weeks of just doing the same thing day in, day out. So it was that nice little break in between that I needed to refresh, get a pep in my step, and get going again.
Do you know that if you got into that race you were talking about?
I didn't. No. So I got into the 2 World Cups. So I've finalised the rest of my season over here now. So I got I leave in a week to go to Morocco. So I'll race in Morocco, do the World Cup there, fly straight to Budapest, race in Tizzy, pretty famous World Cup race, that one, and do the 2 days, and then I'll fly straight home from Budapest. So no, unfortunately, I didn't get picked for the relay. That would have been cool, but it's just not my time yet.
Yeah, that's
I'll
all
get
right.
it next time.
Have you been to Budapest before?
I was in Budapest last year.
Did you get out and about, or did you just do the race?
No, I came back from the race and spent a day in Budapest.
Yeah, cool.
Just by myself. It
Oh,
was pretty
cool.
fun.
Did you get to the ruin bars and stuff? Did you get to Sparty?
No, I didn't really get to party that much. I kind of
on.
was just a bit of a tourist in like early night.
You would have
I
had a
an
massive
early
one in
flight.
Tizzy though. That's why.
No, I didn't, unfortunately, because I had to race the next week. No, I had to race the next week. So,
Okay, well,
and I'm like, this time, I'm like, I could have one this time, but I'm flying. I'm on a 36-hour flight from 10 a.m. the next morning. So I'm like,
that's
do I risk that?
Hey, you've got 36 hours to get yourself together, hey?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe just one drink at a ruin bar because they're just really cool, and then next time go to Sparty.
That's just not going to happen, though. That's just not going to happen,
All
though.
right, we'll
I'm not going
forget-
to
you
go
don't-
have one.
You're not going to have
Yeah,
one.
you would just have one.
Fair enough.
Like
all
the
right.
parties are that good that I'm going to go, I'll have one. That'll do me. I'll go to bed now. No.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
Well,
I'll miss my flight.
you know what's best for you, Lockie. You got the. So when are you coming
I
back
don't.
then? What date can we expect you back?
I'm back the 8th of July.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Oh, cool.
It's not that long.
Thank God for that.
2-3 weeks.
All right, cool. That's going in my diary.
Yeah.
Awesome to hear.
Cool.
You're welcome. Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you guys that for a while.
Yeah, he just hasn't gone to the group chat and used his thumbs
I
to
don't-
twiddle back, but he can post enough Instagram reels, can't he?
Mate, I haven't heard shit from him. What Instagram reels have you posted? Something dodgy?
No, nothing dodgy. I've just decided to.
Okay.
No. I've just been pretty active on my socials, I guess.
Oh,
my
cool.
content creation side is coming out.
Well, fucking la-di-da, mate. Good on you. It'd be good to tag us in it. Shit, do some work for us. Come on.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Leighton,
Boss is getting angry at me. Move on.
yeah, moving straight along. Leighton, what's been going on with you, mate?
I've just come back from China.
Yeah.
So I raced over there.
How was that?
It was hot. It was bloody hot.
Ugh.
I reckon the hottest race I've ever been in. It was like 34 degrees. It was meant to rain, so you can imagine the humidity. And yeah. Anyway,
Was it smoggy as well? Is it like that gross, like hot, like humid?
It has that haze when you wake up, and you couldn't see the other side of the lake. It was real hazy, and it was just it was full on like humid. So it was an Olympic, and unfortunately, I died on the run. I was zapped. So that kind of sums up my season. Wrap it up and go into a bit of an off season.
Are you on a break now?
Yeah, I'll have a bit of a break, and then I'll kind of get back into stuff soon, and then rebuild for the end of the year. Probably go back to Asia, I would say. That's all that's really around, and then see what happens. Yeah. So, but China, it's a weird place. It is a very weird place.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing about it?
Well, there's a lot. I could talk here for days about how weird it is. Like, we went into the shopping centre, and they have literal live toads this big, just like hopping around on open like water, tanks.
Okay.
They're just hopping around in there. Like,
Right.
you can go grab them out and like buy them and cook them.
Okay.
That's what you eat.
Okay. So for food, not for
not
for
for
drug,
food, no.
not for drug purposes.
No, not like ayahuasca toad. No, like
Crazy.
like,
just regular.
Yeah, regular toads.
But who eats toads?
I don't know. They
There's
love them.
Chinese,
And then we were like sat in the buffet, and like the race hotel has a buffet, and we had like this Chinese interpreter who kind of helped us out over the week. And she goes, explains what the foods are, because they didn't have the little Australian or English card to say what it was. She's like, this one's just very Chinese. Anyway, she sends one of the boys a message and goes, have you tried the very Chinese meal? And we've just replied, yeah, really, really lovely stuff. Like, she goes, do you know what's in it? We haven't touched it.
Oh, God.
She sends a photo back of this turtle.
Oh, my God.
Fucking turtle soup.
Oh.
And then we go back and have a look at it. And we've gone, fuck, there's bloody shell in, like, you can actually tell the shell of the turtle in this soup that they've served up.
That's horrible. The poor turtle.
It's gross.
Yeah.
So mainly it's the food that's quite strange.
Yeah, the food is quite strange. You walk throughout China, and there was a group of us, like white Australians, and they just kind of look at you like you're kind of an alien. It's weird.
White skin,
that's
blonde
what I've
hair.
noticed.
Yeah.
Very different.
That's what I've noticed. They look at you like it's just like you're from another planet.
They all come up to you and like
they touch you?
Oh, I had a kid on the plane touching my hair, grabbing at my hair.
How fun.
I do that.
You touch people's hair too, Lockie?
I touch his hair.
Yeah.
He's got nice hair.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
He was probably going, fuck, this is shit stuff.
Is this straw?
It's breaking.
What else?
Savage.
And then as Lockie said in Chengdu, they shipped the crowd in. So there's about like a however many thousand stand crowd, and they bust them all in. They're all bust in. By the end of the swim, they're all gone.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Is this a rent-a-crowd?
Because they didn't stay long.
Yeah, no.
It almost is like rent-a-crowd.
By the end of the swim, you can look at like the live stream. By the end of the swim, everyone is gone.
Whoa.
That's the most boring part.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, watching the swim.
In like a good way, in the way in which like they're directed to leave at certain times and they're just really structured, or
They obviously just didn't care. They obviously just didn't care about the race.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're
I
obviously
think they're just kind of bust into.
They just want to get out.
Yeah, and
as soon as they can.
So their live footage is like they pan to the swim and then they pan to the big crowd, and they do a big ceremony talking before and whatever, and they yeah. It's like Wii Sports, isn't it? It's a bit like that.
I mean, at least our crowd actually stayed for the whole race, at least. But
they left.
They
left. The buses were going as we were riding around on the bike.
you'd be on the bike going like, guys, stay, please.
It'll get better, I swear to God.
Yeah.
But the craziest experience that I had in China, and they look after you so well, which is great. Like, I would 100% go back to China. They look after you amazingly. So I got not a bad word to say about going to China. It's great, I reckon. We got taken out by the race organizer. So one of the boys, he's been to China about 11 times, Kurt Wesley. He's got some good connections in China. And he goes, oh, do you want to come out for dinner with us? And we're like, yeah, okay, like, we'll go. So the event organizer and a couple of these other, event organizers within Triathlon China take us out for dinner. There's about 5 of us. And they take us to this crayfish joint. We're in this separate little room. And they just bring out bowls and bowls and bowls of crayfish. First off, they start with 2 boxes of Heinekens, tall Heinekens. Smash them all on the table. And then just crayfish on crayfish. I've never seen so many crayfish. Half of us were standing there going, we don't even bloody like crayfish, but we got to eat this. Like, can you imagine?
You're also got to be so careful with like so much of the food in China because like you don't know like what they've got in it, like what they've put in it. Like they pump that stuff like full of God knows what, and the amount of times like it's shown up in people's drug tests post racing,
like the
because
hormones.
it's like they'll pump they'll pump it full of whatnot, and then all of a sudden it's it shows up in and you've failed a drug test because of it.
Wow. Apparently the race hotel, all of their food, they were saying, because we know a couple of Hong Kong guys, they're always in the know, Nick. And they were saying that apparently the food within the hotel is tested.
Yeah,
apparently,
okay.
Don't want,
that's why they choose that.
Yeah.
They always choose the hotel which has a testing protocol in their food or something to not endanger the athletes.
Yeah. So I think that's coming now, so hopefully that eliminates a lot of that. Yeah, I've never seen so many crayfish in my life, and they keep on cheersing beers with us. And apparently, for respect in China, you cheers a beer,
Right. Okay.
but then you have to scull it.
Oh. What, the whole thing in one?
Go on.
No, I've got to run after this.
Go.
You know well I can't scull. Anyway.
Yeah, he's horrible.
So, yeah, you had to scull all these beers with these, like, Chinese Federation officials. It was one of the wildest experiences I've ever had, like, sitting in this room with 4 Chinese guys having a conversation over Google Translate, drinking beers and eating crayfish. It was hilarious. And I guess that's one of the reasons why you do triathlon. It's these weird experiences that you get. I mean, after the race, I mean, maybe the race didn't go as well as I thought, but that is one memory that I'll always have of China, that I've, sat in this weird restaurant eating millions of crayfish with these Chinese blokes.
It's all about the story, mate, and you got a good one.
And that's why we missed last week's podcast, because I had to get that story.
Because you were having crayfish.
See, it's his fault. It's not my fault.
Okay, all right. You
I
forget.
was ready.
Yeah.
So that's that. Anyway.
I would be keen to, if we could, jump on to the comment on Instagram that we got. If we could do that one first.
Yeah.
I just think
the message.
that could be a good segue. Yeah.
What's that?
I've got the message up. You actually responded to it, Sarah. So we got a message on Instagram. This is kind of like a segment that we touched on. Oh, it might have been Leighton.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
This is a while ago. This is a while ago. So we got a message on Instagram a while ago, and this was just after the segment that we did on I think it was training philosophies and like our coaching and who we're coached by and sort of where we are. And obviously both Leighton and I are coached by athletes outside of the system and international athletes. I know Boxy's an Aussie, but he bases out of Spain. Yeah, lives overseas. So I got the message here. So basically says like, after listening to, and obviously this person will remain anonymous. After listening to today's podcast, it reminded me that Lockie is coached out of Cardiff. I'd love to hear the boys' perspective on local coaching options, as well as TA's response to not just Lockie, but quite a few others now being coached by non-TA hub coaches here and overseas. I'm a part of the Pathway Athlete program. So like their kid, is a part of the Pathway Athlete program. So I'm assuming they want to know, I guess, our recommendation for what's next and our, I guess, insight on AusTri. And I guess like their Pathway program. It's I don't know if you've got any views on it, Leighton, but like I've been asked this quite a few times, like sort of what's next, like what would an athlete do coming out of the school system, and then like I find it so hard. Like I've had a few parents ask me before, like this exact question, like post school, what's next? Like where do
Yeah.
they go? What's sort of the next thing?
step.
And I find it so hard to answer.
And we've
like,
had
'cause
two different steps out of school. You still live on
Yeah.
the Gold Coast, but I stayed at home for a year and then I moved up here. So
Yeah.
do you want to start with your opinion on what you would do after school? Or
Yeah. I guess like obviously with mine, I was kind of lucky that there was still quite a few performance programs around. So like when I left school, I had the Bond University high performance program. So I went straight under Craig Walton, who was like, obviously we had our differences and how we ended, but like I wouldn't change a thing. He was a great coach for me first out of school, and I still believe he is a great coach. But yeah, they just don't really have that sort of. I guess we don't have the
Structure
centers, we don't have
at
the
the-
programs.
yeah,
There's no
at the
structure.
moment.
And I think at the moment, exactly, we've both spoken about, and I'm sure it's starting to come out there. The new training center that is being developed by AusTri, and they're bringing something to the Gold Coast, and it's meant to be this, big. I think it's called the Aspire Academy that they're bringing in. So it looks like AusTri is trying to change things, and like when we had Jeffy on a while ago, like we've both been a part of the EAC, like the athlete committee, and we've heard things and been told that things are changing and that there's new programs and whatnot. And I hope it's true, and I hope these things do come to light, because at the moment, like when we get questions like this, I really don't know how to respond to
Yeah.
parents, because like how I came out of the school system and
It's
where I
completely
went,
different.
that sort of, it's not available anymore. That sort of
Yeah.
stuff isn't available anymore. And we wonder why we're losing such young talent. It's because they're not getting nurtured, they're not getting looked after, they're not getting treated right. So they have no idea how to actually better themselves.
Yeah, where
and
to
they
go
don't
from
have,
school.
yeah. And from there, we also don't have the coaches available. Like,
Yeah, it's
we
a
don't have
weird
anyone
one.
coaching coaches.
I think now the landscape's changed a bit with the centres. I mean, I've never been a part of a centre or anything like that. So, but there was when, even just a few years ago, you had a few people in Melbourne, you had the Sydney Centre, you had the Gold Coast Centre. So there was a few different like nucleus of that, and then they scrapped it. Can you...
They got them all out. We
got
don't
rid
have a
of all
single
of them.
centre.
Yeah, so there's no centre at the moment.
We don't have a single program.
I think they're building on that, as you said, with that Inspire, or I don't know what it's
Aspire
called.
Academy,
Aspiring
Aspire
Academy,
Centre.
which is
Yeah.
cool.
Why
which is
did they?
good.
Why do they scrap these things?
I don't
No
know.
It was
idea.
at the end of the. It was at
End
it was
of
at the end of the
Olympic
Olympic
cycle,
year. They sort of tend to change things, but I guess they just didn't see the value in it. I know that they did have, I think, 3 or 4 at one point, and then they just completely said no. I think the one with Dan Atkins, he had the last one standing on the Gold Coast, and then even that, you've heard this year he's now had to go coach privately because he's on, some sort of part-time
Yeah.
contract with AusTri. So
Or maybe it's not like financially viable,
Yeah,
right?
and everything changed post that Olympic cycle within triathlon in Australia since 2024.
Yeah.
A lot has happened this year, even like in the last 12 months since the Olympics. A lot has changed, and I think we're seeing that unfold right now. My advice for someone, honestly, out of school is, and I don't think it's really pushed enough within triathlon in Australia, is what are you going to do after triathlon? Realistically, it's not going to last forever. Even when you're like Emma's, 32, I believe, she's still making career out of triathlon, but there will be a day where you have to finish up and your triathlon's done. And she's lucky she's got a nursing degree. Great. But a lot of people, and we've seen a lot of mates ourselves, Lockie, like go all in on triathlon at one time, and now they're not even in the sport. And what are they doing right now? They're so lost. So my advice
they're
is
scrapping for.
scrapping for ends meet, really working kind of liminal crappy jobs just to get by, which is really unfortunate. Like, you don't know, like, injuries, whatever. But I think you got to think about where your future can lie. So, like, if you're trade inclined, go get your trade. I think that's the best thing ever. Not everyone's into uni. If you're into uni, go pick a uni or a place, it might be Sydney, it might be Canberra, it might be Melbourne, that does your degree that you want to do. I can assure you that just because there's a centre, let's say on the Gold Coast, doesn't mean that the Gold Coast is going to be the right place for you. Because I think, and I've done it myself, coming out of home, that first year moving out of home is probably the hardest thing. Like setting up where you are, knowing where to train. It's a bit different, like if there was a squad straight that you can jump straight into. But at the moment, there's nothing like that. So pick where your future will go first. And I'm sure there is plenty of guys and girls that will swim, ride and run with you in that area. Like 100%. There's plenty of great athletes everywhere in Australia. So pick and choose where you're going to go for your future and then see how that goes and then add your training in and around that. But I think, yeah, moving out of home first off into, like I moved up to the Gold Coast. It was hard for the first year. Like I didn't have a great place to live at the start. I moved to like Miami swimming, so that was great. But then I didn't really, you have to find your ride groups and your run groups and even like your swim groups. Like you got to find your little, home
your clique.
Away. Yeah, exactly right. You got to find your clique and it takes a while. Like I've said that to plenty of guys who have moved up to the Gold Coast. Like the hardest part is the first year and you probably won't improve overly that much in your triathlon. You'll like learn stuff and you'll be around a better environment, but I think it takes at least 12 months to really get into gear away from home or in an environment that you're not used to.
Yeah.
And it's sad that like some athletes think that they have to move. I remember like we spoke about Lorcan Redmond like a while ago, and I remember he was quite literally told you have to leave home and come to, it was Wollongong at the time. They literally said you have to go to Wollongong like within the week or you're off funding. Like we're not going to fund you anymore. And then I'm pretty sure they sent him over to Spain as well because that's where the squad was. So it was like after one race, I'm pretty sure, I remember speaking to his mum and his mum was like, yeah, they literally just said, get to Spain. Like, yeah, and he was like a 18-year-old kid, obviously out of this world talent. And they just shipped him off and said, and then I think he was with that coach for about, 3-4 weeks. And then there was an event that happened and then that coach got fired and then he was stranded with nothing again. So it's like, and this is a 17, 18-year-old kid that you're just like moving around the world. Like, I don't think they realize, the psychological battle that a kid like that would have. Yeah. Like, you're putting him in different environments and we still, like, an 18-year-old boy still hasn't matured fully yet. Like, we're still idiots at that age. So it's like you can't be putting them in those kind of pressure environments and not looking after them. And I don't think I don't think in the past there hasn't been a good, safe net around that sort of thing.
What to do.
So I think if we can take the time and actually sit down with an athlete, ask them what do they want to do. Like, what's your preference? Is it doing a bit of uni first before you get into triathlon? Some people want to come out and just hammer triathlon. Like, that's what I wanted to do. Cool. Where's the best environment for you for that?
Exactly.
Like, is it in your home environment? Is it, whatever it is, sit down with the athlete. Don't just say you're expected to be here. Like, and that's your only option.
Exactly right. Yeah. I feel as if, taking the time to actually sit down and after school, it's a massive period. You've finished school, you've done all your exams, and then it's like, oh, okay. What do I do next? It's a big what do you do next for everyone, let alone in the triathlon world. Like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Of course.
And like, we were during COVID and whatever. But I think just even having a year to stay at home, stay in your home environment that's probably still working, like you're obviously going well enough to be in the system
Recognized.
Somewhat. Yeah, exactly. So stay in your home environment. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. That's what I reckon at the start.
Is it like a case of like self-reflection kind of thing? You need to really sit down with yourself and figure it out? Or like, is there anyone that you guys would suggest for young people to talk to about these things?
Just say older athletes.
It's tricky.
People that have
older athletes. Like we're always happy to talk. Reach out on socials. Like talk to us. I guarantee like most athletes are happy to talk about their experiences and what's happened. I mean, it's tough as an 18. Well, like what 18-year-olds are realistically going to sit down and self-reflect and
that's
do
exactly
a good job
it.
at it. Like it's like true self-reflection is not that easy to do. Like as an 18-year-old, I know I would have sat down and gone, all right, what do I want? I want to be with all the cool kids.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
want
want to go do
fame.
whatever they're doing. Like
Want money.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you're not really thinking straight. We're like, like I'm sure Lane's been in the same boat. Like we've gone, I want to be categorized. I want to be in the best center in Australia. I want to do this and this. And like now we're in a position where it's like, no, actually, we've seen that and we've seen what it has to offer, and we've actually gone this way, and we want to do something different. We've got our own processes that we do. So like Lorcan said it as well. I'll keep going back to him, but he said it before. If you're in one of those systems, you're a statistic, basically. So take control of your own career.
Exactly right. Yeah. Just
I think a lot of
have a
people
good
have done that
think.
now.
Yeah,
Like if you look at the numbers, like how many of us boys are doing that now?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, have a think of what
And girls.
what suits you, what really suits you. Like, speak to your parents about that, because realistically, they're going to be your biggest support at the start. Like moving out of home,
Yeah.
I know that I wouldn't have
They're your
survived
biggest
up here
sponsors.
without mum and dad.
Aw.
There's no way. Like,
Mama's boy over here.
I wouldn't have had any money to live on. Didn't have a job. Yeah, like things like that. Even just trying to find a job, like, to support yourself, because the money that comes in through triathlon isn't much, and we know that. So you got to find a way to self-sustain, in a way, and not combust. don't just come up and then try and it would be worse to come up and then go home as a failure. I mean, good to have a try, but if you can put those little steps in place first and then come up and succeed, well,
Mm-hmm. Prevention better than cure.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
reckon.
And also remember why you're doing it. You're doing it to have fun.
Yes.
Nice.
That's why we got into it.
Yeah.
We got into it to have fun, so let's continue having fun.
Love that.
Love that.
Aw.
Real
A
cute.
tear in my eye. It's gorgeous.
All right, guys, I'm going to sign off on that one.
Mic drop.
See ya.
Poof. Okay. We had a little bit of racing.
We did.
In Australia, which was a big one. It was an Ironman Pro Series, Ironman Cairns. Lockie, what are your thoughts? We had a big American win.
We did. And like I remember seeing the video, like how he won was pretty incredible. Obviously, like we don't do Ironmans, and like that is a later down the track, but we can obviously respect the distance, and we can respect how long it is and whatnot. And I remember seeing like he was cramping out of the water, but somebody said that he lost 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden he lost 5 minutes. And you're hearing these times, and in your head, like obviously as a short course athlete, we're like, I'll say he's out the door. Like there's no coming back. But then all of a sudden he lost like, and I think he gained some, and then he lost some more on the run. But like the fact that I think they did it in 7 hours 45, something like that. It's a fast course. But to like when you really look at it, it's like there is so much time to be in and out of the race. Like it was insane. I think one of my other opinions is that Nick Thompson is the best Ironman athlete in Australia right now.
Even
like,
just long
I would even
course,
say
70.3.
I would almost go 70.3 as well. Like I think he might lack the swim
over the two,
a little bit.
Like long
over
course
the two
as a
for
whole.
sure.
Yeah.
Long course as a whole, I think Nick Thompson's the king right now in Australia. And it'd be, it's tough because obviously you got Hayden Wild, and we haven't seen Hayden Wild over a full distance, but I think Nick Thompson's just the man in Oceania long course triathlon right now. And he just does it. He just like, he's just cool about it too. Like
he seems like a real
Is he cool? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
laid
him in the
back.
West Oz. He's from Western Australia. Like the boys out west just like having a bit of fun with it, and like he's got that mean power on the bike. He can just ride all day, and now he just looks like he's a tough athlete. Like he's such a tough athlete, and he's having fun doing it. So
this is definitely a bit of a
he's still
crush
young
here.
too.
Definitely a bit of a crush.
He's only young.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
us?
used to race him back in the day. Yeah, I used to race him back in the day, and I think that's why. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think he's around.
No, 2000.
He's
Sorry, I'm 2002. 2000.
I think I think he's 2000 or 2001. Yeah. But I think that's what I like about it is I used to race him back in the day, and no disrespect to Nick is Thompson?
Yeah.
Thompson. No disrespect to Nick Thompson, but I had no idea who he was back in the day. Like I didn't, and he actually sent us that message where apparently yelled
Abused
at him. I yelled at him in a race, and it's so cool to see that, like, just because there isn't a short course career doesn't mean there isn't a long course career. Because, like I said, we may not have really seen him back in the day, but like I just said, I believe he's the best long course athlete in Australia right now.
This is something I've heard from a triathlete, like an age grouper recently, is a really good thing about triathlons is that you can be up next to people who are number one in the sport or whatever, and you're all like together. It's really something that's unique to any other sport, and I never thought of it like that, but it's so true.
Yeah, to be able to, what we do is a little bit different, but definitely those big Ironman branded events, and even the T100 now having that massive age group event. Yeah, to be able to race and see some guys comparatively go, God, this guy's gone 7 hours 50.
Yeah.
And I'm going, I don't know, I'm just trying to grovel through it and make 12 or whatever it is. Trying to get through it in somewhat of a time. Like,
within
we
24
see all the live
hours.
streams as well.
Yeah.
All the live streams, they're all running past, and all like the age group is like cheering them on, like yelling at the pros, and it is like, obviously there's a clear comparison there. There's a big difference.
But you're right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool part of
like,
the
it's
sport.
almost like you almost paid for an on-course seat to watch the pros.
Yeah.
You
You
just
can
have to
touch
do
them,
an
you can
Ironman though.
smell them.
Yeah. I just want to say about the T100. This is going to be rogue from me. I think that it's gone a bit boring, to be honest.
Oh.
Due to the fact that some of the guys are too good now. Well, not too good, but the same guys are winning, and it's only really, there's 20 guys that are racing it. So only 20 guys of the same week on week can win. I mean, I got to shout out Yella and Taylor Nibb. They are too good. They've won, I don't know how many this year and last year. So they've been dominant for 2 seasons. But to me now, I've gone, well, I'm going to pick Yella to win and Taylor to win. Do I really need to watch it? I mean, but I preferred watching following along with the Ironman Cairns this weekend compared to that, because I saw Jamie Riddle go off the front and have a massive advantage and then blow up. And I thought that was great, and then still hold on for 4th or 5th. But then
People aren't playing it safe.
Yeah. And then I see kind of the T100, the same guys rolling around that rolled around 3 weeks ago. I'm going to realistically know what the same result is going to be. I mean, these guys are phenomenal as well, but I think there's just kind of lost its bit of that edge that the T100 had at the start of the year and maybe last year. It's kind of, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Almost like it's almost like how Super League, I feel like, and again, like, we love Super League, but we're watching Super League last year, and because the format was the exact same for every single race, I was like, well, Hayden's going to win.
Yeah.
Like, he's a great athlete anyway, but yeah, Hayden's going to win. Like, it was just, when you have the exact same thing with the exact same people in it, like, there's no, like, at least in a World Series, you have every single race sort of has a slightly different field.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people racing it. But when you are picking the exact same group of athletes and putting them just in the same distances, you're not going to get a different result, I don't think.
Yeah, not too often anyway. Like, you have some guys that
almost
blew
keep
up.
reshuffling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very similar. I think the top 5 in that T100 are going to be the top 5 all year. It'll be 1, 2, 3.
You even saw
5.
you even saw, like, I think it was, and I made a very bold prediction at the start of the year, which obviously hasn't come true. I said Martin Van Riel was going to win every single race. Obviously, I didn't look properly at the wild cards that were coming in, but I mean, he's still been very close to that.
He won the week before and then came second this weekend. Yeah, so it's
so it's, I mean, I'm not far off, but like last year, I think he won like 3 in a row last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe it shows that these guys are just so dominant, but I think that it's, I don't know, a bit stale with just 20 guys on a start list.
Yeah.
If it had 40 like it did in a couple of years ago, where they all kind of rolled on and rolled off like different guys, it changes it a lot. But yeah,
the dynamics change heaps.
The T100, it doesn't have that spark for me right now.
Yeah, bring back the 40 participants.
Not right now.
Not right now.
It could
later in the year.
could
might.
be better because they are coming to the Gold Coast, and
Oh,
Yeah.
we
Yes,
want them
right.
to like us.
Yeah.
that's what
Yes.
this is about.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do
Let's
like the
just- Let's
T100
just remember.
and all the athletes in it.
Yeah, sick.
Anyway,
What did you feel? Anyway, there's a little bit of and I know Leighton's not going to want me to talk about this too much, but we obviously saw a lot on social. Obviously, like we talk about it all
there's
the
a bit
time.
of hype
with
around.
What?
a lot of hype around, and obviously, like that's a good thing. Like we want hype around the sport. Like perfect. Obviously, the influencer game, we've spoken about that heaps. You know, it's booming and it's brought endurance sports. Like endurance sports is just the cool thing. So obviously a lot of people were doing cans, and I don't know about you, but I saw so many people saying like they wanted to do a specific time, like, which is like having a goal is fine. But I just think for your first Ironman, I think I saw like almost 4 or 5 people sort of being, you know, very open about, oh, it's my first Ironman and I'm going to do a sub 10.
Yeah.
Sub 10 is very, very good. Like very, very good. And if for your first one too, like, I think I'd be stoked to do a sub 10 for my first Ironman.
I'd be stoked to finish the thing.
Yeah. Do you think
Yeah.
Do you think it's a case of like, you know, you aim for the stars and hit a tree rather than aim for the tree and hit a rock kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Maybe
yeah.
it could be like that. It could be like that. And look, again, like I'm not trying to throw any shade because you know it's better than you being a junkie on the sidewalk. So like,
Right.
you know, if
Yeah.
that's like you're being fit, you're being active, you're doing triathlon, and you're bringing a positive, you know, you bring in
Yeah, it's
views
a
to the
positive
sport,
influence.
perfect.
Yeah,
Good on
Yeah.
you.
all for it.
It is, but I just think like there's some influencers where they're out there going like, oh, I'm going to do my first one at a sub 10, and I've been training for, you know, 300 days, and it's like, yeah, well, like we've been training for 12 years, and I still don't even know if I could do that. Like, it's
Yeah.
like respect the distance a little bit. Like, I think that's where my bone to pick is a little bit, is that what we've been doing for 12 years, people think they can train for 200 to 300 days and just do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
not
almost,
as easy as what it looks.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
not
and
that
like
I've
you
done
said, there's a-
Ironman. I'd hate to do that.
You guys just make it look easy.
Exactly.
That's what's up.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. Shasincha did not make that look easy. Holy moly.
Leighton, I saw you. Actually, I'm not going to say it.
What?
I was going to make a joke, but I'm not
no,
going
we
to do
don't
it.
even speak about that.
Oh, okay. I don't
Yeah.
know. If
Yeah.
you're wondering what it is,
I
just
was-
look on our socials. I don't know. I'm just trying to send people to our socials. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
hell you guys
Yeah,
are
follow
talking.
my socials.
I don't know what you guys are talking
If you,
about.
yeah, if you want to message me, I'll message you. I was going to make a joke, but
Yeah.
it's not an appropriate joke
Okay.
Touchy subject.
for Leighton's.
Oh,
For Leighton.
okay. okay.
Do you want to
Another
just get
race?
straight into the racing?
Yeah. I think there's
We've got
only
another
one
race.
this week. Hatauco World Cup, all the way in Mexico. That's going to be hot.
World.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to suck.
Yeah.
That will
It's only a
suck.
sprint though. So,
This is a World
I
Cup, though,
remember-
so this means
this means suits.
suits.
Suits are on the line.
Should I
Yeah.
also have a go here? Because
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
how well I
to
did
be
last
fair.
If
time?
you want, you can wear a suit.
To be
I
fair.
can wear
Okay.
a suit.
Okay, we'll go the men. Lockie, we'll try yours first. Who do you think?
Okay, hang on. Let me go. I always forget how to say his name. Sacha Sagiv,
Yep.
the Israeli. I got Sagiv first. I got the Spanish Esteban Basanta, and then I got Diego Moya in third.
Okay. Well, I've
It
said
was really tricky.
Yeah,
I don't know if you were looking at it, but it's like the depth of field is not that strong for a
There's-
World
there's
Cup. Like it's
50
a bit of a
guys on the
weak
list.
field.
Oh,
Yeah.
savage.
Yeah, savage.
Well, I'm just talking world rankings and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was just purely going off world rankings. Like I think the guy that's ranked first is like 45th in the world, which is just a bit unusual.
I mean, Mexico's dodgy.
It's a hard place to get to.
I'm going to go Sasha Shigiv again. Now I've got
I feel
Diego
like it's
Moya.
obvious.
And
Yep.
then
Oh, I see on your list.
Yeah. Are you changing
Bold.
your
I
mind?
mean, go for
I think
it.
I'm
Go
going-
for it.
yeah, you know what? I'm going to go Toby in third
Hell yeah.
because he's ranked. It's ranked
Bold.
3. I've got to pick a fellow countryman
Yeah.
in third.
Go for it.
Yep.
Go for it.
Are you
I'm
going
not saying
PK
he's
one,
No,
Sarah?
no, I'm not.
I think
No,
he
I'm
did
not going
well.
PK?
No,
Okay.
because I won't recognize any of the names, and that'll
it's a
throw
bit-
me.
It's a bit
It'll
hard.
Yeah.
take forever.
Honestly,
It's easy,
it-
isn't it?
No.
Elite women.
It took me forever to pick this one.
Yeah.
I got. Who do I have? I got Rosa Maria Tipia Vidal.
Yeah.
4 names. That's interesting. I think she's the Mexican.
Yeah. She looks pretty
Yeah,
good. to
Mexican.
win.
Yeah, hometown girl, ranked number 1. I got the American Erica Auckland.
Okay, yep.
I've just recognised that name. I think she's done pretty well. And the Italian beat. Oh, the only problem is I don't know how she'll go in the heat. But Beatrice Malozzi.
Okay.
She was in my French team last year, and I know she's a rapid runner. She can run
Okay.
really well. So
Well, I've
Yeah,
gone for
back
the quadruple barrel Mexican name, Rosa Maria Tipa Vidala. And then I've gone 1, 2, 3 off the ranking, to be honest. And I've gone Gina Sereno, the American, and then Erica Auckland from USA as well.
That's
'Cause
so unlike you,
That's
Leighton. You're always doing the
crappy
wild
from
card.
you.
You're
I
always doing
know,
a weird one.
but I thought the travel to Mexico. The
After I beat you
Yeah, I know,
last time,
I
you
got
panicked.
flogged.
Oh,
like, no
I
more.
was safe with 1, 2, 3.
we spoke about that on the pod, didn't we?
Yeah, we
That
did.
you
we
got
did.
beaten by producer Sarah, who has no idea what she's talking about.
I just picked my favourite name.
No.
I was when I messaged Leighton with my picks, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Sarah picked for you." I thought, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
And then I killed it,
I was
and then he didn't
panicking.
even wear a
Yeah.
suit.
No,
oh, no,
I
you
did.
You
He
did. It
did.
was for the
I
other
did.
time you didn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
time.
We've actually had I've had a few people message saying we need to change the punishment.
Oh,
Apparently,
yeah.
it's not as good. We need to do like a better punishment.
I think
almost
I
like
look
the eating
pretty
of the raw egg.
ridiculous in my suit.
Do you
I mean, Ollie did say when he jumped on, he thought, I forgot Leighton was wearing the suit, and he was like, God, he looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like he's just
I see those
just sitting in
reels
a
come
studio.
up and I'm like, fuck. Like,
because you've
posted
been in the suit like
online
3 times.
in a tri-suit, like trying to have a serious conversation with a guest.
It's pretty
Right.
funny.
Oh, Ollie, so what was it like at the Commonwealth Game when you were wearing
Yeah.
one piece?
I think it's a good punishment.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could add something else onto it as well.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, no, it's all good. I'm just
I'm
putting
happy
it
with
out
the
there.
suit.
I'm
Wait
happy
till
with
Lockie
it.
loses this week and then
Yeah.
he'll be happy with the suit. Trust
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, okay. Maybe
Oh, I mean,
just Speedos.
I just forgot what losing's like.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I'll give you the week that Sarah won. That was Sarah.
Yeah, that was
That
just
wasn't
me.
you.
That was
Mate, I don't care. I wasn't in the suit. Counts as a win.
Okay,
Team effort.
okay.
me. Well, I'll have a think of what else we can do punishment-wise
Yeah,
then. I'll
okay.
think about it. Maybe a raw egg.
No.
Uh,
I'll just stay the suit.
no.
All right, cool. We done?
Yeah, let's do it.
We good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
Done. We're good.
Thanks for listening.
yeah.
Right,
Sarah.
Check us out on our socials. Like, yeah, if you're a young person and you want any advice, or if you're not a young person and you want some advice, we'd love to hear from you. Slide into our DMs. We're the Unfunded Pod on both Instagram and TikTok as well. You can also send us an email. It's theunfundedpodcast@gmail.com.
Cool. Thanks for listening.
Woo!
Ow! Bye.